So for this first one, we're going to start kneeling down. You can tuck your toes, which is going to help you give a little, find a little stretch in your plantar fascia underneath your foot. If this is quite a lot and you would rather untuck your toes, you can, obviously simply kneel on your heels like that. If that gives you trouble either in your ankles or your knees, a couple of variations. You can use a block or a blanket, a block as well to kind of kneel on, maybe roll it up even, which gives your ankles a little bit of a rest so they're not as stretched. Same if you have trouble sitting all the way down on your heels, which I know some of you have, simply place a block or a big book, and obviously you can kind of lift that up a little, or maybe another blanket, to just find a little bit more height here. So then there's less strain on the knees, on your thighs, as well as the ankles. So choose your variation, whatever works for you in your body at the moment. So yeah, kneel back and just find a couple of breaths here. So just close your eyes, take a big inhale, and then as you exhale, relax completely. And again, big breath in, and then exhale completely. Let's take one last one here. Big inhale. And then exhale, release. And just giving yourself some time here to chill out, to find your breath again. You're gonna let things settle down after your run. And then from here, slowly come into an all-fours position. You just untuck your toes, give them a little wriggle. And then from here, simply find a few movements for your spine. So tilt your pelvis forward, let your belly drop down, and then exhale, curl your spine, press the floor away. And just find a little bit of that decompression for your spine. Big inhale, look up, roll the shoulder blades back, find a little space in your chest, and then exhale, press the floor away, stretch it out through your back. Let's take one last one here, big inhale. And then exhale, round your spine. Maybe find a few sideway movements if that feels good. Just kind of check in where you feel any niggles, areas of tension or tightness. And then simply sit back towards your heels. And stretch your arms out in front. A little sway from side to side. Just find a little heaviness here through the hips. A little compression of the hip flexor. A little heaviness through your hips. Let's take one more full big breath. There you go, and then come onto your fingertips from here and walk them all the way over to the left. We're going to keep reaching the right hip back towards your right heel, but reach your right hand forward. Take a deep breath into the whole right side of your body, and again, totally, completely relax in your hips. Just find another full breath into the whole right side of your body, find a little length here. And then slowly walk your hands back to the center and then all the way over to the left side. Again, same here. Reach the left hip back as the left hand reaches forward. And then slowly come back to your center. Take a deep full breath in. And then with the exhale, slowly bring it back into an all-fours. There you go, tuck your toes. And then all we're going to do is step the right foot forward into a lunge. You can flip the mat to find a little more support for the left knee here. You can use your block or your blanket to find a little bit more of that cushioning for the hips. And just kind of hold it here for a moment. So find, again, a little bit of that heaviness in the hip. Just relax into the stretch. You've done enough in the last however long you were out running. And just, really give yourself a little bit of that time to just chill out. Now as you inhale, reach your chest forward. Again, maybe sink into that stretch a little bit more, but don't force it. So just let it happen. And then as you exhale, walk your hands back. Flex your right foot, draw your toes towards you, and lengthen that right leg. And again, don't worry if you can't straighten your knee completely. Keep drawing the right hip on back. Keep lengthening your spine forward and up. And as you exhale, maybe find a little bit more of that ease. And then eventually you'll be able to lengthen that right leg. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but over time, you're going to find a little bit more of that length there. Let's take one more big inhale. And then exhale completely, maybe dive a little further down into the stretch. And same here with modification. Take a couple of blocks, maybe some sturdy water bottles or some books to elevate yourself a little to keep the spine nice and long here. And as you exhale, slowly fold forward and move forward again into your lunge. And then lift your left knee, and then all we're going to do is step it forward, maybe take a couple of steps here, and then step your right foot back. You're going to change sides here. Take your right knee down, and again, find that same heaviness here, reaching forward, maybe gaze down, if your neck's not happy up here. Again, find a little bit of that heaviness, and kind of notice whether you find some resistance there, whether you're trying to protect yourself from the intensity of the stretch. And see whether with your breath you can just soften a little bit more. Let's take one more deep inhale, reach your chest forward. Exhale completely. And then slowly again, start to walk your hands back. Flex your toes, or flex your foot and draw your toes towards you. And again, same here, if your hamstrings, if your calves are super tight, keep lengthening your spine. So you always want to find that length through the spine first, a little bit of that alignment, also in that healthy relationship to the sacrum here in your lower back. And as you inhale again, lift your spine up, maybe even come up a little bit. And as you exhale, maybe straighten your leg a little bit more, or maybe fold forward a little bit more, which is probably going to be the easier option or the safer option to start with. Inhale to lengthen, and then exhale, and slowly release. Let's take one last deep inhale. And we find a little more of that length, reaching the left hip back. At the same time, your left heel forward. And then slowly lunging forward again. Deep inhale. Exhale completely. And then slowly draw your left knee back. And then we're going to come to a seated position. And we're going to come into a variation of our pigeon pose, which is a really nice stretch for the glutes and the external rotators. Our piriformis is one of them. So simply sit back. In fact, let's straighten the left leg first. So what we're going to do is we're going to straighten that left leg. Take your right foot and place it on top of your left knee. So for some, this may be a lot already. And then find that length here in your spine. So lifting up, draw your belly in, find a little strength and a little support to reach up. And just kind of notice how that feels in the hip. Obviously, then if you want to move a little deeper into the pose, keep that length in your spine, lean back and draw your left knee towards you. And notice how I automatically start to round a little in my back because the tension is going to get a little more intense on the right hip. And then as you inhale again, find that length and that lift in your spine. And then just kind of chill out here for a little bit. Maybe if you want to deepen the stretch a little, you can wriggle your hips towards your left foot a little bit more. And if that's too much, just back up again. I'm just going to hold it here for a few rounds. So big inhale, lengthen up. And then exhale, release. There you go. Keep a little hugging in through your belly. Then really direct the stretch into that right hip. So this variation you can do standing up. You can do it lying down with your arms interlaced through behind your left thigh here. You can do it at the wall as well. We're going to do another couple of variations in the next few days. So again, let's take one more inhale, lift up. And exhale, maybe deepen the stretch a little. Relax completely. And then slowly release again. So straighten your left leg, extend your right leg, maybe give it a little shake, take your left knee in, left foot on top of the right knee, and then find your position here. There you go. Find a little strength here through your hands. You can always come down onto your forearms if that's too much. Maybe for the wrists or the hands. There you go. So just always adjust as much as you need to. Nobody is different, and on some days we feel a little tighter in one side than the other. And kind of depending on where our tight spots are. Let's take one more deep inhale, lift up. Exhale completely. And of course you can stay here as long as you like. If you want to take a little longer, we chill out here for a few more moments.